Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the York Golf Invite. It is sunny, there's a little breeze, but yes, we are playing golf today. My name is Eric Allgood. Bo Woods is with us today, and Bo, we've got the entire York Media, almost the entire York Media Productions class out here. Big setup. It's our most intensive setup, but the sun is shining, and we're happy to be playing golf today.
Yeah, it should be fun. There's lots of talent around, and we've even got a few different schools that don't normally see York throughout the year, so it should be fun.
Comment heard earlier today, I believe, from one of the Norfolk JV kids. This course is a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. This is for the yardage of it is from the tips. It only plays about 5,900 yards, but certainly one of the toughest courses. No matter what time of year you're playing it, so you get to play it in the spring for the guys. Yeah. You know, we've had about 5 good growing days as far as the grass is concerned, so it looks a little greener than it did a week ago, and certainly going to look a little greener than what it might on Thursday, but we're not talking about that forecast for Thursday. What we can talk about is some of the different things that we've got in store for you today. So we've got cameras set up on, for those of you familiar with York Country Club, on hole 16. We should be able to see most of that. We've got the 17th tee box, and then we've got 2 cameras right now set up on the 18th green. So going to be picking up the final groups of the day as they come through. And Bo, we're going to do our best announcing-wise to kind of keep up with the scoring. We would invite you, though, that elsewhere on the World Wide Web, I know that York Duke Golf Twitter handle, at York Duke Golf, tweeted out the live scoring link. That's the one that we're going to be kind of referencing and trying to pick up some scores as they come across over there as they get off of the 15th hole. We're going to follow along with the last 4 or 5 groups of the day and kind of let you take a little peek at some high school golf. So is it perfect? No. We should mention that as we start, because, Bo, one thing that I learned last year, watching the Masters on Thursday will look a lot different than watching this for one really big reason. Do you remember what I told you that was?
Yeah, so with the Masters and stuff, everything is pre-recorded and stuff, and this is all strictly live, so we don't have any control over any of that. And we also have audio coming in from the wind and stuff, which is kind of muffling, but it should be good. We
did have, a couple years ago, we had a lot of comments about hearing the birds. We should be able to hear the 16th tee shots very well. So you want to hear how crisp those irons are into that short par 3? Well, we'll find out a little bit about that. In fact, right now, we can take a look at the flyover. Yes, we have a flyover, folks, of hole 16. Ben Mohorn had the drone out yesterday, so we could take a little bit closer look at what the 16th hole looks like and what these players are facing. Naomi? So this hole, 165 from the tips. They're actually playing it up 1 tee box today, so it's only about 148 yards. The pin yesterday was right in the middle. The pin today is all the way up front on this this hole location. So as we have a group approaching that tee box, we should be able to take a look at that. But a tough look at one of the toughest par 3s, and the fact that it plays so well here at the end of the round is really a lot of fun. So we're going to take a peek at this group, and I have a feeling that's a teal from Bishop Newman that's in this group. So we're going to try to catch up on scores individually, like we said, and otherwise enjoy our day for us with us here on Strive's coverage of the York Golf Invite. Again, we have coverage on 16, 17, and 18 as well. So, Bo, let's take a listen over here to hole 16. So again, we're taking a look at hole 16, downhill par 3 today, playing from the normal tee box of the white tees. So only about 145 down the hill. and then it's the pin all the way up in that front of the 3 tiers. So it's yardage. You're only looking at probably 133 yards maybe, and then downhill and a little crosswind, and kind of feels like you could just reach out and drop it on the green, but it's not quite that easy. It never is at York Country Club. That one a little high on the face there, but they will head off down to those second shots down there on 16. So previous group we had Southeast, St. Cecilia, and Bishop Neumann. You mentioned the teams here, Bo, that are here today. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of good ones out there as well.
Yeah, and there's a couple that, like, there's a couple Class A teams like the Norfolk and the Lincoln Southwest and like the Pius and those types of teams that don't normally come out here, but it should be good. As actually Class B seems to be taking most of this tournament so far, with the leaders up with like Crete and with Adams Central and Aurora and Beatrice, and it should be good. And
Bennington and Bishop Neumann and Columbus SCOTUS and Crete is here and Fairbury is here and GICC is here, and the wind is most definitely here, folks. I know you can hear that, but yeah, it's a little breezy outside, and we'll do our best to kind of keep the that low rumble to a minimum if we can. But yeah, it's breezy no matter how you stand and no matter how you look at it. Other teams that are here today: Hastings St. Cecilia. Pius has a JV squad. Southwest has a JV squad. Norfolk has a JV squad. Norris, Northwest, Seward, and then the host York has a varsity and a JV squad that are competing here today. So big day, and we have some action out there, I believe, on the 17th hole. That's what we're looking at right now, as those teams or those players make their way down the 17th. And then here momentarily we can actually go back to 16. New graphics just for the invite this year. Pretty excited about that. Because again, both of these shots that you're looking at here, about 30 yards short of this green, just not really where you want. There's no good spot to be except on the green on this hole, though. But 30 yards short is not the spot to be, especially with the pin up front.
No, it's really not, and it's a lot better than if you hook left on this hole. You end up right in a little pond, which is really one of the only water hazards at York. But you definitely don't want to be in that, as that's a penalty. But yeah, you don't want to be short on this hole. If anything, you want to shoot long and put it back in.
Now, a couple weeks ago, 17 had a lot of a water feature, right? With all of when the flood hit northeast Nebraska and really did a lot of damage up there. York Country Club had Beaver Creek was pretty well flooded as well, and 17 looked a lot different. The water was right up to the surface of the putting surface, so they had to do some work, I know, to the greens. And to Beaver Creek itself to get it ready to go, but the staff was able to do that here. Well, a lot of golf courses that didn't make it. One of them, actually, Quail Run in Columbus, should be hosting the Class B state golf tournament this spring, and that being right on the river, ice chunks. I saw some pictures of 15 feet worth of ice sitting in the fairways. That some of the holes that run right along the river there, and so that course is out of commission, and especially if you play Quail Run, anything on the south side of that dike that is the flood protection, it's pretty much a mess. So some work to be done up there in Quail Run, but I believe Elks Country Club is going to be able to host the Class B boys this year, and you got to think probably the girls in the fall. That's kind of how that has gone. So let's take a look at 18. We've got some groups playing on 18 right now. This camera angle that you're looking at is directly west of the 18th green, and this pin is all the way back, and we'll take you over a flyover of 18 here in a little while too, to let you see 18. But it is it's one of those really interesting kind of holes, and when you get a little south wind like we have today, well, it just gets a whole lot more interesting, I think.
Yeah, it does. You're teeing off back in the west, and you're teeing up towards the clubhouse, actually, and it's actually quite a long hole. You tee off back there, and you curve back left. So.
Yep, you're taking a look at the flyover from Ben Mohorn yesterday. Yep, you're trying to find some gap out there. That white marker you see in the fairway is 150 yards from the middle of the green, and then from that point uphill to the green, so it's kind of a horizon green. You really can't see the surface for the most part from where you hit your drives. Some of the longer hitters are going to try to hit it up there to inside 100 yards or so, but you got a tough angle. This green, as you see it here, slopes front to back and right to left, so something that hits in the front right can actually chase all the way to the back left. The hole yesterday was more back left. Today it's actually more back right even. So it's a little different hole location. As you can see the putts coming up here. And just off the side. You know, the other thing about this spring is as interesting as the weather has been, Bo, hasn't been a whole lot of chances to be outside playing golf.
No, there really hasn't. Like our team at York, they've been practicing inside for most of the last couple weeks because of rain and all the storms and everything. So the weather really hasn't been that good. So it's new for a lot of these teams to be out here just playing outside.
Just hitting a golf ball outside is a new experience for some. We're taking a look back now at hole 16. The downhill par 3, and we've got a group waiting up there on the tee box as well, so we can we'll zoom back to them, and again, kind of we'll direct you to the live scoring link, which is also available on. We'll make that available on StriveSports.com here in just a moment, but it is a Google sheet where you can see all of the scores so far today. In fact, we can. I think we can do that for you. Let's run down them. By team, everybody from Adams Central is through the front 9. John Polson with a front 9 37, making par on 8 and 9 and 7 as well, so played well. Made a bogey on 1, but pars on 2 and 3 and 4, and a bogey on 5 is the only other one. So 2 over 37 for John Polson of Adams Central. A 39 from Nolan Segru. Is fine playing, and a couple of 44s from Nathan Segru and Alex Lowry make up the 164 that Adams Central shot on their front 9. Already had some into the back 9 for Aurora, but everybody for Aurora, I should say, started on number 10. Ethan Shaw with a 43, Rylan Willis with a 48, Nolan Fent with a 46, Jordan Stevenson with a 54, Caden Swoboda with a 66. Beatrice, all 5 of their players starting on the back 9 as well, so their scores looked like Andrew Paquette with a 41 and Caden Struble with a 41 on their back 9, which was, again, their first 9 of the day. A 44 from Trenton Juergens, a 46 from Braden Cook, and a 50 from Bryant Juergens. Bennington had all 5 of their players start on number 10 as well. Michael Keats and Drew Persgiel of and Drew both shot 47, a 46 for Hunter Meyer, 49 for Cade Bradley, and a 52 for Noah Wempen. For Bishop Newman, everybody started on the front 9 there. Pretty good even scoring. Boston Pentinko with a 40, Lauren Teal with a 42, Patrick Kenny with a 42, Lindsey Teal with a 45, and Noah Briley with a 46. And we have actually seen, I believe, Lauren and Lindsey both come through so far in the back, so they've got just a few holes left. In fact, one of them should be, I believe this is Lindsey walking up to the 17th tee. Bo, you want to do your thing and see what their scores are on the back 9. I'll take the headset from him, and then we will get on with more of the scores. I believe your first 9 leader, Bryce Van Cannon of Columbus Scotus, a 36. He played the back 9 first, so he started on number 10, but a 36 for Bryce Van Cannon of Columbus Scotus. Sam Blazer with a 49, Drew Van Cannon with a 56, Seth Van Cannon with a 45, and we have a note next to Cameron Johnston with his 59 for Columbus Scotus. For Crete, everybody started on number 10. It was a 54 for Seth Rethmeyer, to lead the way, a 56 for Danny Schroeder, 58 for Caleb Burton, and a 61 for Garrett Molisek. For Fairbury, everybody started on number 10, 49 for Devin Wanamaker, a 50 for Dalton Peterson, a 56 for Trevin Arnold, 58 for Jake Martin was their best scores on the back nine. GICC had everybody start on number 1. Jack Gehring and Eli Fox, each with a 37. So they are right in the thick of things. A 47 for Will Gehring, a 44 for Jaden Palak. So a nice scoring for GICC through their front nine. For Hastings St. Cecilia, Ben Moritz shot a 49 on the front. Everybody for St. Cecilia started on number 1. 52 for Matt Boyd, 56 for Isaac Beno, a 63 for Tate Schmidt. Pius X brought a JV squad here today. Nate Snitilli with a 40, and also Alex Sailors with a 40. They started on number 10. Then we've got a 42 from Jack Regan, a 43 from Dylan Beck. Lincoln Southwest brought the JV squad. They started on number 1 as a team. A 40 for Brighton Christensen to lead the way. A couple of 41s from Caden Wynn and Connor Podliska. And a 40 or a 39 actually for Andrew Colson. Norfolk with a JV squad that was here today as well. A 48 and a 46 for Berkeley Brummond and Carson Klein. 55 for Riley Anderson and a 62 for Carter Hattery. Norris bringing the varsity. They had a 38 from Tristan Bade on the front nine. A couple of 39s from Bailey Amend and Logan Thurber as well, and a 42 from Brock Rowley. For Northwest, everybody started on the front nine. Marcus Erickson with a 42, Joey Halling with a 40, Brett Jelinek with a 40, Logan Bachman with a 42, Eli Comer with a 43. For Seward, Tyler Welch, I believe your defending champion here. He has shot a 1 under par 34 on the front nine. Tyler Welch of Seward started off with a birdie on 1, but gave it back with a bogey on 2, par on 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. And got the birdie on 9 to shoot that 34 is how he did it. A 40 from Garrett Erickson, a 42 from Ty Weirers, and a 52 from Cade Christensen so far. York's varsity, Reed Malik in the thick of things, 37 for Reed on the front, that despite a bogey on number 9. Then a 41 from Hunter Royal, a 45 from Andrew Saling, a 46 from Marley Jensen, and a 48 from Hayden Royal. For York's JV squad, they all started on number 10. Ty Schneider with a 56, Matt Mittman with a 54, Josh Sadoff with a 55, Joel Jensen with a 48, and Caleb Saling with a 65. So those are the scores through the 9 holes so far that are all done. And again, we will get you to some, or get into more live golf and get you caught up so far. So there's Lindsay Teal. She has 2 holes left and has taken 31 shots on her back 9 so far. A couple of 10s for Tate Schmidt, and then Brayton Brighton Christensen, a bit of a struggle. Only had a 14 there on number 12. Came back with a 5 on 13 and a 3 on 14, and then a 5 and a 4 on 15 and 16. So we are getting towards the end of the day. And I tell you, while we've got just a second as they get ready to tee off there on number. Oh, we're about to go live here on 16. Let's take a listen to the swings on 16. So while we have a moment, Naomi, let's take a look at the 17th hole here at York Country Club. It is one of the shortest par fours in the state, but it might be one of the most difficult. You've got Beaver Creek that crosses a couple of different times. It's narrow to begin with. A lot of players will be hitting something like an 8 or a 9 iron off this tee and take it down to this first landing area that you see at the bottom of the screen right now. Then you got to go over the first bridge, and from there you've got about another 8, maybe a 9 pitching wedge into a small green. Perhaps, though, you could take off the tee a 4 iron and end up next to this tree on the right, or with no wind, perhaps you can try and drive this green. The pin today is a little bit farther back than where it was yesterday. Well, yesterday a little closer to the front. There's a little bit more in the back here on 17 today. So we'll get you another view from 17 right now and let you take a look at one of the coolest par fours in the state. The thing about playing match play sometimes, and we're not playing match play today though, is you don't always get to the 17th green, or the tee, really, right? Plenty of victories that would come in 3-2 fashion, especially out here where it's so easy to make a mistake where you end up taking the loss of a hole. So it doesn't always get played, but man, when you're playing stroke play and you're playing 17, it's a whole lot of fun. Again, it is. If you haven't been outside today, Bo, it's nice and breezy out there.
Yes, it is. It's still nice and bright and shiny, which gives you some heat. But yes, it definitely is breezy out here.
Again, trying to follow along the best we can. So we've got some of these. Should have done a freeze after the first 9, I think, but GICC a 165 as the team race is concerned. Do this as best we can because everybody's in a little different spot all the time. Bishop Newman's at a 169. Adams Central 164. Pius X's JV squad at 165. Lincoln Southwest a 161. Seward, we mentioned Tyler Welch, a 1 under par 34 for him on the front. He leads the way. Seward is at 168. Northwest with a 164. Norris, though, is, I believe, your team lead, is it not, at 158.
Yeah, I believe that's 3 under Adams Central, or yeah, I believe it's Adams Central at the 161.
Also, Southwest has a 161. Adams Central 164. So, yeah, your first 9 scoring leaders is Norris. Bailey Amend with a 39. Tristan Bade with a 38. Logan Thurber with a 39. Brock Rowley with a 42. That makes up the 158. That is Norris's team score so far. So the Titans looking good so far. Let's go taking a look now at the 16th green. We got a couple of short in putts here. And yep, it's still breezy, folks. Doing our best to keep that breeze down for you, but it does what it does sometimes. As they head off. And we head to the backside of the 18th green. And Bo, usually when you play golf, almost every golf coach would tell you, it's always better to be, if you're going to miss the green, it's better to miss it below the hole Well, this is one of the very few greens that these guys will play throughout the course of a year where below the hole is actually long of the green.
Yeah, so like you said, you do want to miss below the hole so you can still chip up in and still have room to go through the hole, not necessarily, but get up to it, and you can still put some on it without taking off. But yeah, this is kind of an interesting hole where below the hole is actually over the hole. So
you get to see a chip back up into the green, and today it's uphill, it's into the green, and it's into the wind. So you actually actually kind of bump it just a little bit more than you might normally to try to get it up there. Let's go over to 17T real quick and check out the action there. As they get ready. Bo, how do you play this one? I mean, you can ask 10 people, and they're all going to tell you probably a different answer. How do you play number
hole
17?
And depending on the day on how I feel with my stuff and how the weather's doing, I either try to drive onto the middle island or I try to chip it short like everybody's here's doing and then skip over. But it really just depends on the day for me.
Yep. I've seen 17 driven a couple times as we go back to 16T as they hit down the hill. And again, the wind out of the south, it's 10 to 15 here this afternoon. It's gusting. We've had a couple of gusts that we've had to make sure our tent, we kind of hold it down. Thanks for getting the stakes, but finally got that thing, I think, figured out where it needs to be. Bo, do we have something?
Yeah, these are the last groups on the last 7, so...
Okay. So we just saw both the teal girls go.
Yeah, so those...
was that Lauren that just finished on 18?
Yeah, that was Lauren that is up here on 18. They might have taken a lunch break, possibly.
Well, they should be done because they all started on the front 9. They all started on 1, so their days should be done here coming up. So, yeah, that helps tremendously, actually. Thanks to whoever brought that. So we sent Bo on another mission, so we got a group teeing off on 17 here. And again, that's a good zoom shot to see kind of where that first landing area. Give yourself somewhere around 130 to about 160 yards, somewhere in there, which again today isn't an easy shot by any means when you're trying to hit that for your second onto this tiny little green, but easier than some of the other locations that you might be. So the group here on 17 that we're watching, Patrick Kenny, Ben Moritz, Connor Podlitska from Connor from Southwest, Ben from St. Cecilia, and Patrick from Bishop Newman. Does that sound right?
Yeah, it does.
Does that look right on the golf bags?
Yeah, I think so.
I always appreciate when the guys have the team golf bags and or team shirts. That helps tremendously. And with red, I'm going to go with this being Bishop Newman's Patrick Kenny, with his tee shot coming here momentarily on 17. And then if we switch quick, we're going to see Lindsay Teal from Bishop Newman putt in just a moment. Although before that, I believe we just saw Brighton Christensen putt there on 18. So, yeah, we're going to see Lindsay Teal putt out on 18. Tate Schmidt from Hastings St. Cecilia looks like he's going first, though. Lauren, do you think Lindsay's out in the fairway?
Yeah,
This is Lauren?
I think this is Lauren. Lindsay's up behind her.
Okay. So this would be Matt Boyd from St. Cecilia that just putted?
Yes, I believe.
Okie dokie. And that was Sam Johnson then from Lincoln Southwest is who that would be. So this, both thinks, is Lauren Teal. And finishing up there. So let's go back to 16 here. So again, this was the group of Nate Gable of Norris, Logan Bachman of Northwest, and Jax Johnson of Seward. Now we got, you think that now is Eli?
Yeah.
You jumping around on me?
Yeah.
Well, you just told me these guys were up here.
No.
I
was pointing
You're pointing at that.
Brock.
Okay, all right. Pointing at Brock. All right. How about Brock Rowley, Norris?
Yeah, sounds
Eli
right.
Coomer, Northwest, and Jordan Biggs of Seward.
That sounds right to me.
Okay. Okay, we'll go with those guys that are down there putting on 16. So Brock, Eli, Jordan down there on, it looked like Jordan putting, and again there for Seward. So the flag goes back in, and we can head momentarily back up to the 16th tee box. By the way, I want to say thank you again to the York Media Productions class. I guess I'm the only quote-unquote professional. I'm just kind of winging it today as we try to get the scoring done. But this is all the kids doing all of this. We've got a kid on every camera. We've got kids on. We've got Naomi running our Wirecast. We've got Riley running the switcher. So full crew. Bo's announcing. I'll take the afternoon. I'll go grab my clubs and play a few here. So as we come over here to 16, let's take a look at these guys. Logan Thurber of Norris, Brett Jelinek of Northwest, and Garrett Erickson of Seward.
Great kick.
Amongst this group. They say great kick. That must have come off the right, back onto the green. Oh yeah, very good kick. About 5 feet there.
That's one of the first lefties we've seen all day. I believe that's Brett Jelinek, is it not? From Northwest. It looks as if, I can't really tell teams from here, but yeah, that's the first lefty I've seen all day being out here since pretty much the start. And
I think this is Garrett Erickson of Seward on the tee right now. A little club twirl. He wants it to get there, he says. And that will bring up Logan Thurber of Norris. Sit down, he says. So Logan, a little work. Logan Thurber, Brett Jelinek, and Garrett Erickson off on their way down the 16th hole. This might be a quick time for a commercial break. I want to say thank you to Cornerstone Bank, our presenting sponsor here of the York Golf Invite.
It's thanks to you that we're where we are today. We're proud to watch these communities grow because they're our communities too. Our neighbors, our friends. It's where we live. These are all our hometowns. And no matter what, the people who will continue to serve your needs with the hometown support you know and trust are just down the street. Cornerstone Bank. Growing together.
Welcome back to the York Golf Invite. Eric Allgood, Bo Woods announcing for you the York Media Production class, handling all of the cameras, the switching, really the entirety of the production. About 2.5 hours to set everything up, Bo, but we got it, and we plugged it in, and for the most part, everything worked today.
Yeah, I'm saying it. Yeah, it's working pretty well, other than the breeze trying to knock stuff over, which I think we've got everything secured pretty well. So,
well, we every time we think it's secure, then Mother Nature says, let's test that real quick. So again, you're taking a look down the 16th hole, and why don't we take a closer look at hole 16 in our flyover, courtesy of Ben Mohorn from yesterday. 165 from the tips. That's usually where they play. They're actually playing today from about 143, where the white tees normally are. But down the hill, you see the really skinny green, water and a bunker on the left, the big slope on the right. We just heard the good kick there from Brett Jelinek to about 5 feet or so. So he's going to have a really good look at birdie, and that's coming up here. But 3 tiers on this green, kind of stair step back to the left. It's, man, 15, 16, 17, 18 here at York Country Club. 4 of the best closing holes probably in the state.
Yeah, they're really fun to play. 16, one of my favorites, because you can just use like a wedge or a 9 or an 8 and just kind of get it up on there, and then you just work your putts from there. So it's fun depending on where the flag is, which it's positioned more towards the front today. So you still don't want to miss short, but it wouldn't hurt to miss long.
But miss it too long and end up in Beaver Creek again.
Yeah.
So Beaver Creek, I think it's something like 11 times it comes into play in one way, shape, or form. And really twice there on 17. But it does meander its way across. And, of course, you go over it quite a bit on the front 9. 1, you're hitting your approach over. 2, you're hitting your tee shot over. 3, you're hitting your tee shot over. 6, you're going over it. 7, 8, 9, you're coming over it. So it's always kind of there. Sometimes it kind of stares you in the face, too. So, again, on the green of 16 right now, Logan Thurber of Norris, Brett Jelinek of Northwest, and Garrett Erickson of Seward. Bo, I'm going to give you this sheet so you can kind of maybe follow along with some of these guys, and I'm going to get a post on Strive Sports updated with our live scoring link.
Sounds good. That's Jelinek tipping in there. I believe that's his birdie off the tee shot, and they kick back in, and I think that's his birdie. So Brett Jelinek getting a 2 on this hole. And then you got Logan Thurber putting in now from about 2 feet out. And he sinks as well. So those 3 finish up, and 2 tee off on 16. Coming up right after this is Tristan Bade of Norris, Joey Halling of Northwest, and Ty Wers of Seward. That's coming up on hole 16.
Which means coming up on 15 here in a little bit will probably be Tyler Welch of Seward. Tyler with a 1 under par 34 on the front 9. He is the defending champion of this event from a year ago from Seward. So, but right now let's take a look at the tee shots here on 16. Some spin, but not enough. I like it when they give their own commentary too. That helps. we mentioned it's windy today, folks? If we haven't, we are doing it now. On the green, they say. That's always a good sign, and I believe this would be our Seward golfer here.
Yeah, Ty Wer's going to tee off here again, right here, right after that was Tristan Bade that just teed off onto the green.
All right, so while we don't have the camera coverage for it, but let's take the flyover of hole 15, mostly because it just looks cool. Ben Mohorn shot this yesterday, and it is a sweet look at a 390-yard par 4 with the wind off your right. You're looking at your big hitters are looking to get it past this last tree on the right. If you're not a big hitter, you're looking about right there amongst the humps, 150 yards to come into the green, and then it is a difficult green to putt, chip, do anything with. A lot of slope to it. The pin in the back right, and it is a really good looking hole. But man, it is a tough one. Not necessarily because there's hazards, Bo, but because it's just so hard to hit a good shot on it.
Yeah, it is really hard to hit a good shot on that with, like you saying, you really do want to get past that tree, or else it does make it difficult, as you do have to go through those trees eventually.
Always best to be in the fairway, but boy, you got a grove on each side of the fairway on that hole. Who do we have teeing off on 17?
I believe that's Brock, Eli, and Jordan from Northwest Norris and Seward.
So those guys hanging out for a minute. We got a group approaching their balls down on the 16th green. Right, Logan Thurber, Brett. Nope, that's the next group, right? Bade, Halling, Wers.
That's the group that just teed off on hole 16 there.
So that's who's down there. So the group on 17 tee should be Thurber, Jelinek, and Erickson, right?
I believe so, but there's a, I believe there's a backup. So
are we getting a couple groups?
I think there's a couple groups that are standing around here at 17.
All right, so we're going to take a look down 16 green. Tristan Bade of Norris, Joey Halling of Northwest, and Ty Wers of Seward. I believe that was Wers from the very front of the green. You know, the other thing about this hole is how do you play it? How high do you hit that tee shot? Especially from the back tees. You're so elevated, and you think, okay, it's 165, but it's so far downhill. I can easily get a pitching wedge there, right? And I pop it way up in the air, and then the wind starts to do its thing with it, and then you end up heaven knows where, right?
Yeah.
Or do you try to hit like a knockdown 7-iron and let it pierce through the wind and see where you end up? How far will it carry because it's out of the wind, though?
Yeah, this hole's actually kind of hard to judge with distance because it looks a lot closer than it actually is most of the time. So with that, like on a windy day, you might want to pop it up and let the wind carry a little bit, but you also might want to slice through, like you said. It just depends on how you play your game.
I think that might be Joey Holling's birdie putt from Northwest, and he rolls it down pretty good there. Good lag from the middle shelf of the three. And again, this thing, this pin front and center, literally, on the 3-tier green. Northwest wearing the dark gray, or was that?
Northwest is in the white. That'd be.
That would have been
Norris.
That would have been Tristan Bade then. That laid that lagged that down to within a couple of feet. So Wers in the white. Is that what you said? No.
Holling's in the white.
Halling of Northwest in the white. Wers looking to clean up his par after he chipped from right in front of the green. So
yes.
Pick up a little chatter from the guys coming up to the 16th tee as we watch them clean up on the 16th green currently. And again, we have a little backup there on the 17th tee box as well. And we are just about to finally hit, here in a second, we are just about to get Lindsey Teal's group to come up the 18th green. So, boy, we saw Lindsey playing 16 and 17 quite a while ago, so there was a backup there for some reason. Because it's been a while since we've seen Lauren, who was right ahead of her.
Yeah, there may be a chance that one of these in this group here might have either circle 10'd or maybe higher on one of these back holes, I believe. I don't think there's a group that was in between them and Lauren.
No,
so
there wasn't.
I think they may have been the holdup, so we might get more going out of 17 here.
Right, so Bade and Holling and Wers all playing 16 well. That will bring up 2-hole 16 on the tee box. That will bring up Bailey Amend from Norris, Marcus Erickson from Northwest, and Tyler Welch from Seward. Bailey Amend to 39 on the front, but a couple of 7s on the back 9 for Bailey, and we'll see what he just scored off of 15. Tyler Welch, though, shot 34 on the front, then holes, and that was what we heard earlier. We heard a yelp from hole 10. Tyler Welch holed out for eagle on number 10, so he went to 3 under for the day there. Then he makes par on 11. He bogeys 12. But pars 13 and pars 14. So let's go see what these guys' scores were on 15. We have the other scores since then. But Tyler Welch working on some kind of good right now for the Blue Jays.
Come on, please.
15. Just what their score was on 15.
Push it. You're right.
So write that down then. Or did you get it on 15? So mark a shot of. All right, so we've got an updated score here. Tyler Welch makes a bogey on 15. So he was 1 under on the front. We mentioned the hole out eagle on number 10 to put him at 3 under par for the day. He has given 1 back on 12. He has given 1 back on 15. So he's still 1 under for the day. And is that him chipping there?
Yes, that is him chipping in. He left his drive just a little short on here on 16.
Just on the front, but he ran that chip
Yeah.
by about 5-6 feet. So a little work there for Tyler Welch, your individual leader, as best we can tell, playing the 16th hole. So we will try to keep our eyes on Tyler as best we can here in the final holes, which would make this Marcus Erickson, who made a 4 on number 15 and now has a birdie putt from the front fringe up that hill and creeping to the left, and that's where it will stay. Now, Bailey Ahmed, we did not get Bailey's score from hole 15. Is this his tee shot, though?
This, I believe this is his tee shot.
So he's got a birdie try from the front fringe.
Ooh, just misses left. It should be pretty easy tap in for both Bailey and.
So I'm gonna keep an eye on Tyler. Why don't you go get Alex and Jaden and Marley's scores from hole 15?
Will do.
So again, Tyler Welch, 3 under after 10 holes today. After he holes out for an eagle on number 10, now has some work to clean up though, to make this to stay at 1 under for the tournament. And a great putt there. So still 1 under for Tyler Welch, and we believe still your individual leader as of right now. So he will come up the hill again to hole 17 here in a minute, although we have pretty good backup. I think it might be 3 groups are waiting on the 17th tee right now. Short missed putt, so that's going to be a bogey there. For, I believe that's Erickson. So Erickson does make the bogey. Amen does make his par. So coming back up to the tee on 16, Alex Lowry of Adams Central coming off a 5 on number 15. Marley Jensen of York made a 5 on 15, and Jaden Palak of GICC made a 6 on number 15.
Jensen looking like he's going to be the first to tee off here on 16.
Marley with a 46 on the front, bogey on 10, but a par on 11, bogeys on 12 and 13 and 14, and then bogeyed on 15 as well. So who do we have teeing off on 17 right now, Bo?
At the moment, I can't. It's kind of hard to see. There's some people standing.
Is it Thurber, Jelinek, and Erickson?
I believe they are the next group to tee, yes. He looks like he's shooting for the island, which we haven't seen much of today.
So again, here on the 16th tee, the group of Alex Lowry of Adams Central, Jaden Palak of GICC, and Marley Jensen of York. This looks like Jaden Palak of GICC. A lot of nice shots down there. Oh, very about right behind the hole.
Yeah, it looks like it's about a foot or two behind the hole. Should be a good chance at a birdie here for Jaden.
Sorry, we don't have the sound effects plugged in, but we'll give a little golf clap for that one. A really nice looking shot there from Jaden Palak of Grand Island Central Catholic. And again, big backup on the 17th tee box, but we're finally back into this. This is a Northwest, and this is that Jelinek?
I believe that's Jelinek,
Okay.
Garrett, and Thurber. Excuse me, Erickson and Thurber.
Okay, well, they're waiting, and while they're waiting, why don't we take a commercial break? Today's broadcast brought to you in part by Truck Center Companies.
My name is William Scarf. I'm a diesel tech here in York, Nebraska for Truck Center Companies. Before I started working here, I helped a smaller mechanic shop, and I did some work here and there. And then I started working on some engines at home in my shop. And then that's when I kind of got my jump with diesel. I've liked the experience they're giving me, the hours they're able to give me, and just the training and all the accessories. Pay is good, benefits are wonderful. Basically, they offer basically all benefits. Pretty happy that I was able to find it so quickly, right after high school basically. It was really jump right into it, and turns out to be a really good place to start a career.
Welcome back to Strive Sports coverage of the York Golf Invite. A reminder that we will have a break between the final group putting out on 18 and the award ceremony, but you will be able to see them both, whether you're watching it here on Strive Sports or you're watching it on directly on the York Strive channel. Either way you're watching, that's where it will be. You will see it on both places, however that works out. So thanks again to the York Media Production class, who is manning literally everything except my voice right now. They are manning every camera, managing the Wirecast, the software that we use, managing the switcher, and doing a great job of it. So this is exactly what Strive exists to create and give kids opportunities like this, and they have taken it and ran with it right now. So got a sunny day, a little breezy, as you have obviously heard. It comes and goes, but we have had the ability to bring you live high school golf, which does not get to happen very often, if ever. And Bo's got a big smile on his face. We are way backed up, huh? Oh, boy. So out in the fairway is the group on 17 of Nate Gable, Logan Bachman, and Jax Johnson. So we've got about 4 groups that are going to be backed up here on the 17th tee. The next group to tee off on the 17th will be Brock Rowley of Norris, Eli Comer of Northwest, and Jordan Biggs of Seward. We mentioned these are such good holes to finish on, Bo, but they're also really tough. And if you're not in your A game, they can result in big numbers.
Yes, they can, and also long times on the holes with. Really crossing the creek twice really hurts a lot of people sometimes. Like, I know I struggle with that, but I'm no master golfer.
Who amongst us is, though?
Yeah, that's very true.
Tyler Welch apparently is. Tyler, we saw him make his par coming back on 16, so he is 1 under for the day. And we've got our group teeing off now on 18. So this is that Eli Comer of, no, this is Logan Bachman on 17 right now of Northwest.
Yeah, and on hole 16, Jaden Palick did sink that birdie, so that will help his score, bring him down another point from 15 where he gained one. So
yep, yeah, had bogeyed, or actually had doubled.
Yeah, he had doubled. So
doubled 15, so he birdies 16 then, and now the weight. But back on the 17th tee, this should be Jax Johnson of Seward, taking a short iron approach. And, you know, sometimes the thing about it is that's such a small landing area that's not the easiest thing in the world to hit to that first landing area.
No, it's really not, and that's why a lot of the times when I play this hole, I try to hit onto that island because it's a little bit bigger area to hit to.
There's, you know, about four different ways to try to get at this. You can just try to drive it right on the green. You can hit it to the first landing area. You can try to keep it left of the green, but on the second landing area, I have seen some that thought that their best bet to be able to have a shot was to actually hit a driver and hit it out into 13.
Into the fairway?
Try to get it out in the fairway, get it past the trees on the right, and to give yourself an open shot. And it's kind of, well, if you're going to hit it that far, you might as well just hit it on the green.
Yeah.
But, you know, this, that, or the otherwise.
Yeah.
So with everybody off of the tee boxes and whatnot, another opportunity for a commercial break. Although never mind, we got one rolling nicely to the backside of the 18th green. What am I talking about? This is good looking. That's a good looking. Is that an approach or a chip shot there? I can't see anything on 18.
The wind block is in the way.
Our wind block is directly in the way. Yes. So that should be,
I believe that's the Connor
Podliska of Southwest, Ben Moritz of St. Cecilia, and Patrick Kenny of Bishop Newman.
I believe that's the group that's coming up here on
18.
Hole 18.
Yep, Southwest. There we go. There is. That's Connor. And another good shot that just rolled to the back there. So that was not Connor. That was either Ben or Patrick. And a red shirt didn't just hit it. So that had to be Patrick Kenny. So, Riley, if you go to your other camera shot there, where the golf bag just got set down, of course. Now we cannot see the ball of Patrick Kenny, but it is just behind his golf bag. I can tell that. About 5 feet from the hole. The one you can see is Ben Moritz, I believe. Nope, I take that back. No, it's Connor Podliska. He just put his bag down and then he went and marked his ball. So that's Connor there. He's got a nice look here on the 18th green. Again, you get a little bit of a sense. This camera, by the way, is sitting on the ground long and left of the green, and so you get almost a worm's eye view of this hole. Gives you an idea, though, of the slope, especially at the back of the green, how much it does fall away from the players.
It's really twisted, as you can see from that other view. You can't really see that much here, but
so that would mean this is Ben Moritz from the front of the green, and this will who's up there running the camera. We're going to see how well Scott can follow the golf ball here. And we're going to make fun of him mercilessly. Oh, that's a pretty good job following along. That's got some steam rolling down the hill, and that is the danger of the 18th green. It is pretty easy to do that.
Yeah, up and over, and it came kind of at us. Actually, I think it came towards the other camera.
Yeah. So we're going to be moving some golf bags. The shot there of Ben Moritz of St. Cecilia, and it will be Ben's turn once again. This one should be easier, uphill, into the grain, and into the wind.
Oh, and just short of the hole.
Yep.
Should be an easy tap in, though, from there.
That was better. That's what he wanted, something like that the first time around.
Yeah.
fact, Ben will go ahead and clean that up. So Ben makes 5 there on 18.
I believe Patrick's next from Bishop Newman.
Yep, Patrick Kinney. Or nope. This is going to be Podliska from Southwest. A birdie try is going to come up just short, though. Oh, had it in the heart. He knew it.
You kind of got to put a little bit more than you're used to on this hole if you ever played it before because of the wind. I feel like that they're just hitting the wall eventually.
Yep. So a 4 there for Podliska. Nice finish for him, and Patrick Kinney will try to clean up his par. And he does just that. So well done there on the 18th green for those 3, and we'll head it back to the 17th tee. So that means we should be on Bade, Holling, and Wers.
I believe so. That would mean that
Because it was Thurbird. No.
it would be corner.
Corner already hit?
I believe so. I wasn't paying attention to this hole, but
Wait, see, this is why TV's so good, right? They got an announcer on every hole, and like Jim Nance doesn't have to know everything.
Exactly.
He just has to go, let's go to 16. Let's go to 15. Let's go to Vern in the 16th tower. I know Vern's not on the 16th tower anymore. We do have a driver out here, though. So
I do believe that's Eli.
Eli corner. Eli took a rip at it. Well, he has looked away from it, so he's okay with it wherever it ended up.
Looks like it ended up right there in the middle of the fairway here on the near side of the first jump to the island.
Oh, it was a fairway metal. I'm sorry. I beg your pardon. That was not a driver. So we've had a big gap between this group and our next group as well. So we've got the final 4 groups yet to play number 15. Right? Because we have not seen...
No, we haven't
Sailing,
seen
right?
any of those, no.
Okay. But they are playing 15, it would appear. By the way, Bo, in 5 minutes when Riley leaves, I'm taking her job, and I'll still have a headset on, but you're going to be the man announcing.
All right.
Unless Ben wants to switch, too. Hey, do we have a chance? We have some time. Nobody's hitting a shot yet. Let's play our intro again for those that haven't seen it yet. Yeah. That is so good. Yeah, Ben did that in like 2 hours today. Oh, jeez. Ben Mahorn, never leave us, please. But it says it's a big day for Ben, right? Whenever he gets to do something at home. He didn't even have to come to work today. He just showed up at the golf course. So, Bo, what else? What else you guys streaming this year? What do you guys have left after this?
I do not know.
Choir and band and a middle school talent show. Honors night this coming Monday.
None of which I will be announcing, though. That will just be recordings.
That you're not announcing any of that?
No.
Why not?
Well, I don't think they need to be.
You don't really. No, there's not really a need for an announcer on a middle school talent show. Could be fun to announce. Though.
That could be fun to announce. That is right.
That could be fun. And graduation, then probably maybe I shouldn't have said that out loud. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But it's spring for Strive. There's so many different schools that do so many different things. York's got that's a pretty good schedule in the spring for what band, choir, middle school talent, maybe a graduation. I know we will be as in Strive Sports, we will be at the Southern Nebraska Conference track meet. That is April 27th, a Saturday at Milford. So we will do some streaming in the afternoon, and we will work on getting some SNC kids available and doing some different jobs within that, because we can do something similar to what we're doing right now with the York Golf Invite. To the 17th tee. That was Brett Jelinek
I believe so.
of Northwest. Taking his short iron off the tee. And that would mean this is Garrett. Oh, wait. Is this Erickson?
No, that would be
Or
Thurber.
Logan Thurber. And again, a big weight on 17.
That's either Thurber or Bade. I'm not quite sure. Gotten the groups all mixed around with that weight.
So again, team-wise, get you caught up on those. Norris was your first 9 leaders with a 158. Bailey Amend with a 39. Tristan Bade with a 38. Logan Thurber with a 39. And Brock Rowley with a 42 to make up a 158. And now we've actually got a couple of these that have become full team scores. Crete with a team score of 446. Led by Seth Reichmeyer with a 106, a 109 from Caleb Verton, a 111 from Danny Schroeder, and a 120 from Garrett Molasek. Player to watch. That started on the back 9, Bryce Van Cannon of Columbus Scotus shot 36 on his back 9. So he will be in the running for a good a top finish. Adams Central has a 164 front 9 team score, and they've got their 5 guys coming in here momentarily, actually.
Looks like Saline, Court, and White are coming up here on 16. I'll go get their scores for you.
Yep. That would be great. As again, we take a look at what is transpiring during the York Golf Invite. And again, thanks to everyone for tuning in today. It's presented by Cornerstone Bank, and we want to give a shout out to the York Country Club for hosting the event. A big thank you to York golf coach Dan Malik, Coach Steven Sauter, for arranging things as far as getting things set for the stream. Stephen Gallagher, boy, Gally brings out scaffolding. He gives us a generator this year. Very, very generous, so that we have some really cool stuff to be able to show you. And, of course, a huge thank you to the York Media Productions class that is running everything except the voice you are hearing right now. But it is all high school kids running everything about the stream today, and we're very proud of that and proud of them. Doing a great job. So thanks to everyone who has had a part in pulling off this stream. This day, like this right now, is the biggest stream as far as number of people involved that we do all year. at Strive. It involves somewhere around 10 or 11 people to actually pull this off, get scoring, get everybody where they should be, get cameras and everything. So Bo has got us some scoring updates here for the group that has reached the 16th tee, and I think they will be about the next set of actions coming up here, Bo. Thane Wade of Adams Central coming off a double bogey 6 on 15. Peyton Court of GICC made a 5. That's a bogey on 15. And Andrew Saling of York also with a 5 on number 15. So it looks like Peyton Court of GICC will be the first one up. Here on number 16. Bo, would you take this? I need to teach Ben how to run this.
I would love to. So I believe this is Thane Wade teeing off here on 16 for Adams Central. Excuse me, GICC. Now Saline from York approaching the ball. Looks like Saline's ball just went back right corner on him, so he should have a shot at par possibly.
What'd I miss?
Not much.
Okay. We got a shot here, chip from the backside on number 18.
So I believe that is Brett Jelinek up on 18 there.
On a chip coming down the hill. You know, the other thing we talked about 18, there's so much pitch from front to back and right to left that, you know, it's one thing to be short or long of the green. It's a whole nother thing to be right or left of the green. Now, we haven't seen a ton being left of the green, but being right of the green isn't exactly a walk in the park to try to chip on and keep it close to the hole. We will make the recording of the golf portion of this available on the York Strive channel just as soon as this one, as everything's done, we can get everything back to the office and uploaded. So still be able to see everything after the fact, and of course we will have the award ceremony be live on air as well, coming up later on this afternoon. Did we mention it's breezy?
Yeah, I think so. It still hasn't. It gusts every now and then, but for the most part, it ain't. It's not that bad.
That's springtime in Nebraska, is what it is.
Yes, it is. Garrett Erickson looking to sink his putt, and he does. So those three finish up. And another three just teed off on 17. I believe that's Bailey Amend of Norris, Marcus Erickson of Northwest, and Tyler Welch of Seward.
So Tyler Welch.
But I actually know it's not. Tyler Welch is to our left, so it'd be the group before him.
Tyler's been taking a break for a little bit.
Oh, that's still the group before Hauling. So I was wrong. So the group that just finished on 18 was Rowley, Corner, and Biggs. So Thurber, Jelinek, and Erickson just teed off on 17.
This our third year of covering the York Golf Invite. Every year we get a little, I don't want to say worse at it, but it is really difficult to do live scoring and try to keep everyone as updated as we can. And yes, there are indeed times when you have to sacrifice your body and hold down the tent so that it doesn't blow everything else away with it.
I believe Saline and his group just finished up on hole 16. So they'll be a part of the holdup at 17.
Hey, look at this. Mr. Badura's coming over. I think we're going to be, hey! You know what? So on Instagram a couple days ago, Mr. Badura was taking bets. He was taking bets live on Instagram what he was going to shoot for his first round of the year. And I correctly guessed it, but I didn't fill out the sticker. And so I didn't get the shout out right away. So I got a towel as a bonus for being right. Hey, let's turn this thing up here. And then test it. Oh, he walked away from us. Oh, he left already. Darn him. Well, we will get him on a microphone here. Eventually, I'm going to take this microphone over there.
Okay.
All right, we've got Craig Badura, Aurora golf coach, on the 17th tee box. We've got a big backup here. It's sunny, and we're playing golf on green grass. It's nice to be outside again.
Oh, it's awesome, but I don't want to think about Thursday, but we won't do that. We'll just enjoy the moment right now and get the sunburn, be outside.
How the kids fare today?
You know what? We did pretty good. I had a goal coming in at 380. We're rebuilding this year, and our kids actually did really well. We got a lot better on the front, so we always like to see the progress. And we started on the back, and I think the front's a little bit harder. So we got better today, so that's what we're looking. Our goal this year is just to get better every week, and I think we did a good job of that today.
And every day you get to be outside will help too. We're watching the group come off of the 17th tee box right now. How do you tell your kids to play this hole?
Well, today, I haven't had a shot today. He wanted to do 2 iron, and I thought, well, let's shoot the people on the bridge. It's at about 240 to the bridge, and he's been hitting that thing really well. So he hit it there with a high cut, and he hit it right next to the bunker, and it landed and plugged in and went back into the hazard. So, he ends up taking a 6, but I admire that. I mean, the safe play here, obviously, is just to go wedge, but to hit a downhill 9-iron into that green's not much fun. So, but if your short game's good, give it a whack and see what happens.
Right. What's the best thing about coaching high school kids to play golf of all sports?
They're going to play for the next 7 years of their life, Eric. There's nothing better than knowing, we got 26 kids out this year, 6 kids that have gone out for the first time, never even touched a club. And I probably could have said, what are these kids out for? But this has probably been my best year of coaching in my 19 years, and it's because I just got kids that are hungry, they want to learn, and they know they're going to play this game forever.
It's been a lot of fun. Thanks.
You bet.
All right, Bo, we'll go back to you.
All right, so we have another group. I believe it's Hunter Royal and his group coming up on hole 16. The first of the Royal Twins. And the Royal Twins are actually paired with the Sugru brothers. I'm not sure if they're twins, but so we get Nathan Sugru, Will Gearing, and Hunter Royal up next on hole 16 as Ty Wers, Joey Halling, and Tristan Bade are set to tee off on 17. I believe Halling just teed his ball up, and he will be the first to tee off on 17. Hunter Royal looking like he's about ready to tee off on hole 16, as you can see there. Really the only action we have right now is there's still a big hold up on 17, so Halling isn't able to tee off on 17 yet. Looks like there's some action coming up here on 18 with Thurber, Jelinek, and Erickson. Thurber's shot's rolling up right up there onto the green. Nice little shot there. Should make for a semi-easy putt. Can't really tell distance from here, but doesn't look like it's too long. Sugar tee shot on 16. Puts all three of them in play on 16, so some action on 16 as well as 18 here. Just a little hard there from Erickson of Seward. Puts him a little past the pin, a little more than he would like. That'll be Jelinek up next. just left of the pin, and didn't quite put enough on that one, leaves it about a couple feet short. Still has a chance to sink that on his next shot, though. Looks like Thurber's going to take his shot now. Excuse me, Erickson was shooting, and he once again went past the hole a couple feet. So now Thurber will take his putt. And he puts it in the hole. Erickson finally sinking it after 3 putts. And Jelinek going next. Here we have a shot of the 17 tee. As we just saw, just teeing off, was Hauling of Northwest, Wers of Seward, and Bait of North. So they're on their way to the 17 pin. And we might go back to 16. So here's 16. Close to us, close to the pin now is Royal of York. And then Shooter walking towards him, and then, Gearing off the screen now. So Shooter's taking his shot, I believe. And he puts it in, so long putts for both Royal and Gearing. Gearing sinks a long putt from the left. That's a nice putt. And it looks like Royal will be up next, so I believe that Gearing and Sugar both birdied this hole, but I may be wrong on that. Royal not quite enough on that one, leaves a little bit short. Just enough for a tap in, which he does.
So, Bo, the group about to tee off on 17, which is where we want to go next there, Ben. This group, I believe, should include Tyler Welch.
Yes, and it does, and that's going to be Marcus Erickson and Bailey Mendez as well. So that will be the group to come on 17, as the group with Hauling in it is finishing up ahead of them.
Yep. So I was talking with Mr. Badura a little bit there after you heard our interview, and how do you play? Well, you can play a whole bunch of different ways, obviously. And we are going to see our tournament leader right here. This is Tyler, right? This is Tyler
Welch. That is Mr. Welch
of Seward. 1 under par for his day, and he is laying it up to that first island, if you will. It's kind of a series of 3 islands. To a certain extent, is what it feels like anyway. And boy, that's him right there at the edge. He has put himself in a really nice spot to be able to get back to the back right hole location.
Erickson now teeing up for Northwest.
So Joey Hauling of Northwest, the group before, he waited for a while before he matched his driver, and had a really good line on it, but I don't think anybody really saw it come down, so I'm not quite sure where that one ended up.
background there, you can see the Royal gearing and Sugar Group coming up. So they have to wait as well behind what we have 3 groups still to wait.
So Welch just teed off.
So we're Welch, Erickson, and Bailey.
Just teed off, so they've got 2 groups. Right now you've got 3 groups standing on tee on 17. Coming here over to 16 is that's
going to be Hayden Royal, which is Hunter's twin, and then the other Sugar brother, Nolan.
Yep, and Eli Fox of GICC. So on the 16th tee is the second to last group of the day. So on 15 right now is the last group of the day. And in the last group, Reed Malik of York, Jack Garion of GICC, John Polson of Adams Central. So we're going to take a look here on 16. That looks like it is Hayden Royal teeing one up from the left side. You know what? I'm going to take the wireless mic and I'm going to keep this.
Okay. Looks like Sugar's about to tee off here on 16 as he does. Last tee off for that Royal Sugar Group on hole 16 there. And we may cut to hole 17 tee box as So I believe Tyler Welch and his group are finished teeing off on 17, so they are moving along to the tee. And we didn't get any of that. No. No. Try turning it on.
Test.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Well, that's great. Okay, well, I'll go back to my spot then. I can tell you that Hayden Royal of York, pin high on 16. He's got about 10 feet. He is straight right of that pin. That is way up in the front middle. Got a really nice looking birdie. Eli Fox of GICC was the last go and to go in that group. And he one-hopped it off the fringe, just barely on. But he's got about 12 feet, almost straight up the hill for his birdie look. And then Nolan Segru of Adam Central is about halfway up to the second tier. So he's not all the way up on top of the second tier, but he's most of the way up that hill. But he's got a slider of about 12 or 15 feet coming back down for his birdie. So, Bo, I will give you the microphone and wave at me when you're ready.
Yeah, so we'll take a look. They're finishing up on 16, so we'll go to actually 18 here. There's a group that have made it onto the green, and I don't have the names in front of me, but I believe that this is the group, two groups before Welch, so... We'll go back to Eric down on 16. Having some technical difficulties. His mic isn't coming through, so we'll have to get him back up here. And, Andrew, why don't you go get Eric? Tell him his mic's not on.
So Nolan Segru's birdie try just went by. Now, let's take a look on. This is Eli Fox of GICC with his birdie try. And just short, that is a revolution short there for Eli. A tap-in par for Mr. Fox. And now York's Hayden Royal. Bounce this on. Perfect distance. Got about 12 feet downhill. It's going to break a little to his left. And he buries it. Birdie putt. Good. Hayden Royal with a deuce on 16.
Looks like his mic cut out again. Eric might be having battery problems down on the mic. So I believe it's Nolan Segru just sung for a par. And we'll go back to 18 as his group is finishing up. And he sinks his putt, and I believe that's the last of the group. So they finish, and we have no action as of now. The last group with Reed Malik in it from York. I believe he's second overall as an individual in this tournament, and he is coming up, finishing on 15, so he'll be soon on 16, and Welch will be coming up on 18 shortly. Yeah, we'll go to 17 next. I believe that's where the next action may be. Not much action here. We go to a commercial.
Teens drink 1/4 of all alcohol sold in Nebraska. That's 2 times the national average, 5th worst in the nation. But there's something proven to stop teen binge drinking. It's called parenting, and there is one parenting style that works best. Learn more more about the parenting style that works against teen drinking. Talkaboutalcohol.org.
The York Invite, sponsored by Cornerstone Bank here in York. Still not much action going on here on the back 3 holes, but soon to be action on 16, 17, and 18 shortly. Still a big hold up on 17. Now 3 or 4 groups still held up at hole 17. We'll go over to hole 16 here as Reed Malik and, Reed Malik, Jack Gearing, and John Polson are coming up on hole 16. Reed Malik, 3 strokes behind Tyler Welch, coming out of the front 9 with a 37. And then he shot a 4 on 10, a 4 on 11. A 5 on 12, and 4 on 13, and a 3 on 14. And we'll go down to, I believe, Eric shortly as they're getting ready to tee off. I believe that's Eric getting the scores on hole 15 from those 3 golfers. And we'll go to him now.
All right, fellas, we've got the final group on the tee at 16. And they're going to take their time a little bit here, but it's Jack Gearing of GICC, Reed Malik of York, John Polson of Adams Central. John just made a 5 on number 15. Jack and Reed each making 4. So we're going to take a look at these guys and their shots. Final group of the day. Reed was curious to see what Tyler Welch had done on 17. And last I saw Tyler laid up off the tee. He should be putting right about now. Malik first to go here on the 16th.
Polson, just like Malik on the front 9 coming out of it, shot a 37 as well, only 3 strokes behind Welch.
And in his back. This one high, hanging into the wind, though. This is a nice line, just a little left of the flag. And it's long, a little bit, spins back down the hill, about 6 or 7 feet for a birdie. That's a very nice shot, just to the left of the flag from Reed Malik.
Here on hole 18.
So that will bring up Jack Gearing of GICC. Jack with a very lofted club in his hand. High there, this one's out to the right, going to try to play the bank shot. There it is into the hill, but hits softly. The first bounce was soft. It hangs up in the rough. And it's going to be a tough little up and down for Jack Gearing here on 16.
Gearing shooting a 37 just like Malik.
Just a little bit short of the green.
Just like Malik and Polson on the front nine.
Of Adams Central. John coming off a bogey on number 15. This one high, a little bit to the right of the flagstick, but not too bad. It's a good distance. It hits in the middle of that tier and does not spin back. So he'll have about 10 or 12 feet coming down the hill from just beyond and to the right of the flag here on 16. But Reed Malik of York has about 6 or 7 feet pin high left. And a good look at birdie on 16. Bo?
Yeah, so like I was trying to say earlier, I was kind of speaking over Eric there, but Mr. Polson, Malik, and excuse me, where was I? Gearing all shot 37th on the front nine. And I believe that Malik is leading the back nine with the scores that we have. Yeah, Polson shot a 7 on hole 12. The wind picking up again here, and we'll go to hole 17 tee box as I believe we're down to 2 or 3 groups now, just waiting. So they should be getting going here. And coming up on 18 is Mr. Welch, I believe. Tyler Welch and his group of Marcus Erickson and Bailey Mend coming up, but still not much action around except 16. Eric's jogging back over 216 to give you a better look at what's going on at 16 as he can see a little bit better than the camera can on what's going. So we'll go to him now.
All right, thanks, Bo. So from just short right, that tough-looking spot here for Jack Gearing. He's got to try to get this up and down 43 is 3 over for the day. And played down just missed it, actually. We'll still have some work to do. That's the tough part there of being short and right, is that everything runs away from you over there. So still a good 4 feet or so for Jack Gearing cleaning up his par. Polson of Adams Central will be next to play. He's got, you see him squatted a little long, a little right of this hole. He's got about 12 feet or so down the hill. And again, this one's tough to read from where he's at because your natural eye would think it should be breaking right to left off of the tier. But then, of course, you have the big slope of the hill that is pushing it as he is looking at this from his left to right. So which direction is it going to go as it creeps down the hole? Oh, by the way, we're not at full speed for the greens here at York Country Club for the year just yet, but you don't want to get this thing running too much by the hole because it can work its way down towards the front. He sends it down to the right, and it just kind of hangs there. Not a bad lag now, about a foot left, and that'll be a tap-in par for Polson. He will mark that, and a 6-foot birdie putt for Reed Malik. Reed, I think we added up even on the back, one over on the front, and 2 shots behind Tyler Welch, who parred 17, I'm told. And so Tyler Welch, we think, a 2-shot lead as he plays the 18th hole, but that could be a 1-shot lead if Reed Malik can knock in his birdie putt here on 16. And no doubt about it, birdie putt there. And Reed Malik is 1 shot back. Reed with 17 and 18 to play. Tyler Welch of Seward playing the 18th. Now Jack Gearing trying to stay at 3 over par for the day. Saw his chip run out to here, about 4 feet or so, similar line to what Malik just had. And not the same result, though. That will be a bogey 4 for Jack Gearing, and the final group will leave the 16th green and head up and have a little wait on 17T.
Back up here, you just got done seeing hole 16 finish, and I believe Tyler Welch and his group are coming up here on hole 18, so I don't know if we have a shot at 18 yet, but once we do, we will get that to you. Yeah, I think Tyler's here on 18, but I'm not sure if they're up yet. So Tyler Welch coming up on 18. Hole 18, we'll go to Eric here for announcing on that.
All right, I don't know if we got a camera on it or not, but guys, Tyler Welch is playing the 18th hole with a one-shot lead. He didn't know it at the time. In fact, when he hit his tee shot, he didn't know. He thought he maybe was up 2 or 3. He absolutely piped this drive. He's got somewhere around 100 yards, maybe even a little less, to this 18th hole, right dead center of the fairway. Lofted wedge, that needs to get down, though. It hits just short of pin high and will release out to the back edge of the green. But a really nice effort there from Tyler Welch. He is going to have, for his caliber, he's not going to have much trouble making 4 from right there. So Reed Malik will have to go on the attack, down 1 shot with 2 holes to play. If Reed wants to try to chase down Tyler Welch, who is in a really nice spot here on the 18th green.
Yeah, those two, both really good players from the Class B conference. I think Tyler Welch won last year, and Reed Malik was runner-up, I believe, or top 5 at least. And we have action here on hole 18 finally. And I believe we have a group teeing off on 17, or just finishing teeing off. Yeah, just finishing teeing off, and that would have been Thane Waite, Peyton Court, and Andrew Saling on hole 17. But now we have Mr. Amend on hole 18 here chipping. Wasn't pleased with that chip as it sails a little long all across the green. So he'll have to chip back up onto the green as as Erickson looks to make a long putt. Amend chipping back up onto the green. Gets up and on. Has a nice lie, can probably 2-putt that. Welch pulls the pin, as all 3 are on the green now.
Actually, Bo, Tyler isn't quite on, but he's in a really nice spot. He's only about a foot off, and his ball's sitting up in that. That's Master Week, so it's got to be the first cut. But it is almost like it's sitting up on a sponge. So he's going to have a really nice, going to be able to get whatever club he wants to on the back of the ball. You want to play a little higher, a little loft, and kind of bump it up there. You want to play it along the ground and just get it rolling.
So this is Erickson taking his shot. putt just short for Erickson there. He'll have to take another one. And I believe Welch will take his shot. And we'll go to Eric for commentary on that.
Yep, so like we said, Welch just off the back edge. In fact, he's going to putt it. Didn't waste any time on that one. And a little short, a little right. Wasn't terribly pleased with the contact, I think, for himself, but we will clean that up, and that is a 1 under par 69 for Tyler Welch. So, sitting at 1 over par, I believe, is, or excuse me, even par, is Reed Malik of York. So I believe Reed, one shot back, and Reed will have 17 and 18 to play. So, gonna follow along as best we can. And Reed just watched Tyler Welch make par on 18. Told him good job. Now he's heading back to wait on 17. So,
yeah,
fun stuff.
Bailey sinking his putt there. I believe that's bogey. I'm not sure, though, for him.
I believe so.
So Erickson now to finish out his game. And does so. So those three done for the day. Next up, coming up on 18, I don't know if they've teed off or not, but it will be Marley Jensen from York, Jaden Palick of GICC, and Alex Lowry of Adams Central. And still to tee off on 17 here, we have Hunter Royal, Will Gearing, and Nathan Shugru. So I believe those are the next two tee off, as it looks like Hunter's preparing to tee off. Good shot there from Hunter as he hits it down into the fairway.
Hunter Royal, 17th tee box here for York. So we've got Will Gearing and Nathan Siguru to make their plays. And Will Gearing has a fairway medal, and I believe this is the driver for Nathan Siguru of Adams Central. So Nathan will be waiting a little bit as coming up to the 18th green is two groups ahead of them. J.J. Alec of GICC, Alex Lowry of Adams Central, and Marley Jensen of York. You know, Bo, this is also a fun part of the day because a lot of probably. So Nathan Siguru of Adams Central, driver in hand on the par 4 17th. And Nathan's going to wait a little bit for the area to clear in front of him. So, Bo, if you've got the guys here on 18, actually, I believe I can tell you that's Marley Jensen from just front and right of the 18th green. Got some speed as it heads down and that will sail on by. So Marley Jensen puts one over the back of 18th green. Means J.J. Halleck of GICC is just on the back edge of the green. That is Alex Lowry of Adams Central that is out to the right, but it looks like it will be Halleck of GICC. Perhaps the next good to go, or are they going to let Jensen back on the green, I think. Jensen chips up about 4 feet yet for his bogey. So this will be Adams Central's Alex Lowry. The next up to play. Took a long look at it, and it falls for Lowry. So Alex Lowry snakes one in from the right side of the green. Nice way to finish up his round here at the York Golf Invite. J.D. Halleck of GICC. Next up, he leaves that one just off to the right. A quick tap in. And now about a 4-footer for bogey for Marley Jensen of York. This is the fifth to last group of the day. And that will be a double bogey 6 that hung on the lip, but would not fall. Back over here on 17. Nathan Segru goes away from the driver, pulls out that iron, and says, well, that was less fun. Should be Will Gehring of GICC next on the tee, and Will has driver in hand on the left side of that tee box. But Will is going to wait. So, Bo, how about a flyover of this 17th hole? And let's give viewers a little bit more of a taste of what these players are looking at. Describe the 17th for us.
Yeah, so you tee off here where we're positioned. You just drive straight down there, and you have to cross actually Beaver Creek, which runs through this course twice. The first time, as you can see here, coming up over this first bridge, and you can either drive it onto the first island there in the middle with the big tree, or you can leave it just short and try to chip over and then over again, or you can just try to drive straight on to the green, which is quite a distance from the tee box here, and we haven't seen many try to do that or many be able to do that with the wind. So it's a really challenging hole, but at the same time it's also a really fun hole to hit on. And with the flag, I'm not sure where it's positioned today, but in the video it's positioned back. Depending on where it is, it could be front, but I believe that this hole has been quite challenging for some players today, as we've had quite a big backup here on 17. So whether it be lost balls or out of bounds or just long shots, but it's a challenging hole, but it's also a fun hole to play at the same time. So as we can see, Nathan, I believe it's Nathan Shuguru getting ready to tee off. Excuse me, that'd be Will Gehring, I believe, actually.
Well, Bo had a chance to see the shot of Will Gehring at GICC right there. And Will is taking the I'm going to hit it down 13 approach. That thing shot off to the right, just barely cleared the trees that are just on the right side of the tee box. And so if Will Gearing is in a position, it is somewhere out in the 13th fairway, he hopes.
Yeah, and like what Eric was mentioning, that's another option for hole 17 is to drive it long past the big tree, past the island, onto the 13th fairway and try to get a shot at the green and try to chip on there, which is what we'll try to do there. So it'll be interesting to see how he does, as the next group is going to wait till they get out of range so they can tee off. So no more action on 16. We have a little bit more to come on 17, and the 18 will finish up with the last four groups. So Tyler Welch finished with the 70, and
he made 5 on. Oh, so he must have been in the trees and punched out. That's how he was in such a good spot in fairway.
Yeah, Reed Mallett came over and talked to me and said that he was told that he had to chip back onto the fairway.
Gotcha.
He drove into the trees. Welch did, had to chip back on, and that's how he got such a good position. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah, he
so
finished
this
with
got a
5
lot
on.
more interesting, didn't it?
Yeah, so Malik now.
Reed is still one behind. That's what we thought.
I believe he's tied with him now, isn't he? Because he's even, is he not?
Is it par 32?
All right, I've got so 18. Yeah, that's a par 4. So Welch is 1 over on that. But yeah, so Welch hit even on the day. Four's under.
So Reed Mallett is 1 under on the back nine, but he's 1 over for the day. Tyler Welch is in the clubhouse at even par 70. Make sure you look at par up here.
Yeah.
The beauty of live scoring. Trying to figure out where everybody's at.
Malik's 2 under. Oh, excuse me. 2 under on the back. Because he parred the 10th.
Bogeyed the 11th.
Oh, yeah, I was looking at the wrong scores.
Yep.
Parred the 10th, bogeyed. He was 1 over. Parred the 12th.
Birdie 13.
Birdie 13, which puts him even, and then
Par 14. Par 15. Birdie 16.
Yeah.
2 birdies, 1 bogey. He's 1 under on the back. He's 2 over on the front. He's 1 over for the day. He's 1 behind Tyler Welch, who is in the clubhouse at even par 70.
So he has to make up 1 stroke somewhere on the back 2 holes. So as he still awaits the next groups to tee off on 17.
On the 17th tee, this is Eli Fox of Grand Island Central Catholic, Nolan Segru of Adams Central, and Hayden Royal of York, also in this group. Playing the 18th hole, Andrew Saling of York, Peyton Court of GICC, and Thane Waite of Adams Central. This is Eli Fox of GICC. Laid up with the short iron to that first island on the left half, but that's just perfect. Good angle to that middle right hole location, which is over the bunker. A wind pushing to the right. It's a tough shot out there. This will be Hayden Royal, second last group, teeing off here on the 17th hole. And we'll pick up the group coming up the 18th here in a moment. Hayden also has an iron out. It's a long iron, though. Lofted high in the air. He's going for the tree. And I believe he ended up right of the tree on that second clearing. If it did stay right of the tree and out of the fairway waist area, I have a great angle straight back into the wind, basically, from about 60 yards or so. So if that is indeed the case, that was a great shot there from Hayden Royal. And the last player in the group is Nolan Segru of Adams Central. And Nolan has the lumbar in hand. So he is going to wait for the 18th, excuse me, for the 17th green to clear. Well, he did that. Andrew Saling is coming up the 18th fairway from the left trees. And I kind of bladed one up here, so he's still going to have about a 30-yard pitch shot up and over the bunker at that location. And it is York's Andrew Saling, GICC's Peyton Court, and Adams Central's Thane Waite that are coming up the 18th fairway as we speak. And like I said, the 17th tee box. We still have a Waite, Nolan Segru of Adams Central is going to have a go, it would appear, at the 17th green. Bo, send it back to you quick.
Thanks, Eric. Coming up on hole 18, as you said, there was Andrew Saling and his group. They still look to be quite a ways out. They're just out of my view as we're camped behind a tree here on the left side of hole 18. But looks like Andrew Saling is going to be taking his shot soon. Looks to be straight out, so if he can chip this or hit this on, make for a good shot here from Saling. Chip from Adams Central's player in there. The three players now are starting to come into view and are close to the green area. And that looks like Thane Waite. That's just chipped on, I believe. So Saling of York is in the bunker, and he'll have to chip out here. And he's hoping for a good shot to get on to the green here and hopefully not roll over. Put it up.
All right, guys, Nolan Segru is on the 17th tee box now, driver in hand. And this is up the left side. That is a perfect line if it's enough to carry to the front edge. If it did, I'm going to ask Mr. Badura if it got on the green and it's a good one, huh? 25 feet above the hole for eagle. Nice. So that line was just dead perfect right off the face that time for Nolan Segura. He just absolutely tagged that thing. If you're familiar with the hole, you played it at York, you'll know the line I'm about to talk about. He took it over the center of the last tree on the left. Took it right over that. Had just a baby fade to it. The wind pushed it a little more, landed right in the middle of the green. And Mr. Badura tells me that it fed all the way to the back right, so you got about 25 feet for eagle. And also interesting, I don't know if my mic was on loud enough or not, but talking to York coach Dan Malik, he was talking to Reed, which is of course the go between the holes, talking to Reed, what's the play here, knowing that you're down one with 17 and 18 to play. Tyler Welch in the clubhouse with an even par 70. Reed Malik stands on the 17th tee. He's the next group, the final group. On the 17th tee is one over for the day. So what is the play? You gotta try to make a birdie on one of the last two. 18 is so tough to make a birdie on. Sure feels like 17 is the place to do it. So what's the play? Well, do you feel like wedge, and you can get that second wedge close? Then go that route. Probably the safest play, right? Then again, Reed can hit that driver pretty well, better than most, you might say. Can he hit a line similar to what Nolan Segura just did from Adams Central and take it over the trees on the left, carry it over the second bend of Beaver Creek and onto the green? And if it does, really, if you've got something that lands on the green, the way the green is sloped and really with the wind, that should be pushing that ball a little bit from the left to the right. You'll have a chance to feed it over to the back right location and could give yourself a chance, just like Nolan Segura just did. He's got about 25 feet for eagle there, so there's some thinking for Reed Malik to do as he waits and waits on the 17th tee box. Bo?
So you can see here as Saline, Court, and Wader finishing up here on 18. Saline already sunk his ball. It looks like Court's looking to sink his and does. So those three have finished on the day. And now we're just waiting on the final three groups, I believe it is, to finish, with Malik being in the final group, as Eric said. So now there's not much action up until the next group either tees off on 17 or comes up on 18, which I believe will be shortly. So we will go to a bank, Cornerstone Bank commercial. They are sponsoring this event for today, so we'll go to that now.
It's thanks to you that we're where we are today. We're proud to watch these communities grow because they're our communities too. Our neighbors, our friends. It's where we live. These are all our hometowns. And no matter what, the people who will continue to serve your needs with the hometown support you know and trust are just down the street. Cornerstone Bank. Growing together.
Again, a big thanks to Cornerstone Bank for sponsoring this event today out here at the York Country Club. It's been a great day, a little bit breezy with some pretty heavy gusts here and there throughout the day, but for the most part, it's been 60s, 70s throughout the day, sunny, and great golfing all around as we finish up here on the last two holes. 17 and 18. we can see, I believe that's Reed Malik warming up. They're getting ready to tee off on hole 17, as he will be in the last group to play these last 2 holes. So he's warming up as the group ahead of him is finishing up on hole 17, which means that we will have a group coming up on hole 18. And I believe that's Hayden Royal's group. I don't quite remember who's all in that group, but I can see Hayden Royals out here in the tree looking to chip back in onto the green or in the fairway again. So they are coming up on 18. Not quite in view of the cameras yet. And it looks like Malik is going to tee it up for the Dukes. And it'll be interesting to see what he decides to do here. He can either go for the green, as Eric said earlier, like Sugar did, or if he'll try to go on the island, or possibly even go past the island and onto the 13th fairway. But Malik tee off next on hole 17, I believe. And we will go to hole 8.
I'm going to jump in here quick if I can, assuming my microphone is still on. We've got Hunter Royal finishing up his 18th hole, has put it in his front bunker on the 18th. You guys see Will Gehring over there to the right of the green, but Nathan Segru of Adams Central is going to have to move some golf carts when he gets up. He is pinned behind one of the cedar trees to the left of the 18th green. In fact, it is behind all of the cameras that we have set up. There is no good way to see what Nathan Segru is about to try to hit. So first, before that, we're going to let Hunter Royal hit out of sand up and on the green. Not a bad shot there. Give himself an opportunity, but yeah, the issue here is what will Nathan Segru of Adams Central do from behind the trees and out. It's just tough no matter what. He is looking back down the 18th fairway is really where he's looking right now. He is going to end up going away, completely away from the green almost perfectly.
Yeah, I can see.
And I'm going to stand right behind Craig Madura, so if it comes screaming at us, it hits him first.
I can see Nathan Sugar right here. He's 10, 15 feet away from me, back behind two trees like.
I know I'm announcing something that nobody can see because we can't even get a camera to turn back there, but Nathan Segru just punched it away from the flag to get it back out in the fairway because he was standing right behind the trees here to the left. But now we can move the camera back into position a little bit. And Reed Malik of York trailing Tyler Welch by one shot here on the 17th tee. Driver in hand.
Yeah.
Gives it a rip. It's right at the middle of the green, tailing to the right. Will it hang up? And I need binoculars. It was tailing to the right. It was tailing. It was going to be right at the flag. Well, that needed to start about 20 yards more to the left. Right off the face, it was dead in the middle of the green, and the wind pushed that one to the right. So We'll keep a close eye on where Reed ends up. This is Jack Gehring of GICC. Now that has a fairway metal, not driver, but fairway metal in hand. He hits a hard draw. That is drawing back to the middle. If it's enough to carry. No. Hazard? Wet. So had a great line to it, but the fairway metal not quite enough to carry. So now John Polson, also with driver in hand, he goes to the left side of the tee box. John high in the air, that's tailing to the right, but if it goes far enough right, that'll actually get towards the waist bunker or 13, fairway-ish. But the eyes will be following Reed Malik down the 17th hole. He teed that thing right at the middle of the green, but the wind pushed it to the right, and from the tee box, nobody could really see it down. So we will try to follow along with Reed as best we can as the final group is off of the 17th tee, the York Golf Invite.
We're back here on, hole 18 as, I believe that's Hunter Royal and his group are finishing up here on for the day. Royal's putt just off. Looks like that group just finished up there on hole 18. And two groups, I believe, behind them. Malik's still on 17. And Hayden Royal just teeing off on 18, I believe. Still no line of vision on him yet, but we will have both of them coming, as you can see. Reed Malik there.
Hey, Bo, I'm going to jump in here. Sorry, real quick. Reed Malik is down in the creek to the right of the 17th green, but he has a wedge in hand. So I can't tell yet if he is trying to find a place to drop or if he's had a drop, or if he will be able to play it from where it's at. It looked like he might have just picked it up. And of course, knee-high drops now, right? We got to make sure we take the correct drop height. And no, Reed hasn't found it yet because the cavalry is looking. You see the gallery that amassed for this final group is all looking from the edge of the 17th green. So they are still taking a look to try to find Reed Malik's T-ball. If they find it, then you've got some drop options. If he needs to take a drop, if he can find it and play it, that would be pretty amazing for Reed. But if he can't find it, then it would be back to the tee box for Reed. Yeah, if he's got a new ball, he's got to come all the way back here. So if we see a lonely figure crossing the bridge back to us, we know what happened up there. That's exactly what's happening. So Reed Malik lost ball in the creek, and that will be hitting 3 off the tee box. Well, unless he did find it, and no. He found it. Okay. So the good news is he found it. It was unplayable down there in the creek, and so he is perhaps going to. Well, he's walking all the way around here. He's going to last group clean up to the 18th green now. Boy, Reed has gone almost all the way around, like he is long and right of the green. Well, he didn't come out of the creek, so he is somewhere down there. And still looking. Bo, if I cut out, I'm going to keep walking down the 17th a little bit. So if I cut out, just turn down like 3, and you take the commentary away.
So they still seem to be looking for Reed's ball, possibly in play, might not be on 17. I don't know if they found it yet, but here on 18, it looks like all 3 of them are up near the green, if not on it, and ready to play the last couple shots of their day. So Hayden Royal looks to be putting from the apron here. Good looking putt. Looks to be in line from the camera angle we have there, but don't quite know distance. Oh, looks to be 5 or 6 feet wide still, so Hayden Royal may have a chance to put that one in.
If Bo can, or somebody can hop out of the tent and let me know if I'm on air. Nobody is, so we're we're good. Okay, good. Nope. All right. Jack gearing from the back collar on the 17th green. On its way. Good touch. On the hill, that's a big swing. It's pretty much straight down the hill from where he's at, right? 4 feet left for a par there for Jack Gearing. Be Pulse from Adams Central. He'll have about, what'd you say, about 40 feet or so? $35 or 50 feet and a big swing through the right. This is, Mr. If it's not the tee shot that gets you, it's green. Like you could have the green.
Eric seems to be cutting out there, so we'll go back to the 18th hole here, where it is Royals group finishing up here on 18. And I don't know the names. I believe it's Nolan Shuguru. That is crouched down on the left. And looks to be taking a shot here. He just missed there. And it'll be Hayden Royal taking the next shot, I believe. And it is. Hayden Royal pretty much in line with it right here. Little break left. And just enough to miss. About 6-inch tap in for Hayden Royal. And I believe he bogeyed that hole. He just misses left on his putt, and he'll mark his ball, and Shuguru will hit. Shuguru looking to tap it in here, and does so. I believe he had bogey as well. And GICC may possibly be looking at a double bogey. I'm not quite sure on those scores, though. So we'll go back down to hole 17 with Eric if his mic is working now, which it may not be, so.
Could see him walk here. Holy cow, he thought he... Wow, so Rick Malik does tap in for an unlikely four from where he...
So Eric's still cutting it out there. But I believe Reed Malik just hit in and a 4, which would be a par on 17, which is still one over for Reed Malik for the day, which puts him one behind Walsh from Seward. And Tyler Welch, excuse me. And so he's in the clubhouse now, and Malik still has to play 18, and he's looking to birdie that hole so he can tie Welch, but he would have to eagle, I believe eagle to beat him, which would be very unlikely on hole 18 here at the York Country Club. So we're just waiting on Malik's group, I believe, to tee off on 18. So in the meantime, let's take a look at hole 18 actually with that Ben Mohorn shot earlier yesterday. And as you can see here, 403 yards. It's a par 4. And to tie Welch, Reed Malik needs to shoot a birdie, so he has to shoot a 3 on this hole, which would be really hard to do because he would have to essentially either drive it onto the green, which would be nearly impossible from where he's teeing off, or he would have to kick it out deep into the fairway right away and then hit it on right away and then one putt to tie Welch. So from now, it looks like Welch is going to take first, and Reed Malik will take second, possibly, for the Dukes. And I do not know team standings as of now, but I believe that, excuse me, Adams Central is leading with 253 in total. That's without John Polson and Nolan Sugrew's last 9. They're still finishing up. And I believe Reed Malik's group is teeing off on 18 as we speak, so they will be coming up shortly. But as of now, we don't have any coverage of anything as they're out of line of our cameras. Wind's still picking up in gusts. It's been consistently breezy throughout the day, but it still gusts pretty hard every now and then, which could actually help Reed Malik if he absolutely hammers a ball to the right of the fairway. It could push it back onto the fairway and maybe get a little more distance than he would have originally had getting around the trees, because he was either going to have to go through the trees here or poke it out around and then onto the green. But looks like it's going to be a tough 3 for Reed if he wants to tie Welch. And it looks like those 3 have all teed off and are making their way towards the green and the fairway. It looks as if the whole York team, both JV and varsity, are following Reed Malik. And I'm not quite sure as to where his tee shot landed.
I don't know where Reed did, but I think the last guy to tee off would have been Jack Gearing. Jack is about 15 yards short of the green side bunker. If that's him, or it's either Jack or John Polson from Adams Central. Somebody is about 15 yards short of that bunker, and they just absolutely hammered it off the tee with a big old draw to ride that wind. So big time stuff there from one of these guys. So I'll go back out on fairway and find somebody else here.
I believe that's Reed Malik just coming into view there. Could be far side fairway. Not quite sure. We don't really have a visual on where his drive landed as of yet.
Bo, I think I got an idea of where Reed is. He is on the right side of the fairway. We got this shot up here is on it.
Yeah, so we have a shot on.
So really nice, really nice angle for Reed here. He's on the right side. He's in the rough. But that pin is on the right, so he really is kind of taking the bunker out of play per se. So like I thought, that is Jack Gearing of GICC. Has got about 30 yards into this green. Fantastic shot off the tee from Jack. But Reed Malik is going to take a look at where he wants to land his shot, where he wants it to end up, or where he wants to land it, and then try to judge how much it's going to roll out. John Polson is back out in the middle of the fairway for Adams Central. He's got a little over 100 yards, 120 maybe. But right in the middle, great spot for him to be as well. High hanging shot for John. And just a little long and right for Polson. Took that one back. Mr. B's phone dies. This guy doesn't have a phone charger? Are you kidding me? It's in the van already. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for the shirt, though. So here now is what could be the shot of the tournament. If it's going to happen, it's got to happen pretty much like this. Reed Malik with about 80 yards from the right rough. Again, he's kind of taking the bunker out of play, so he can land this short of the green, let it release up there, and it should release all the way back to the hole. Or do you try to fly it on with a lot of spin? Might be a little tougher coming out of the rough. Let's see what he plays. Lofts it up. He's walking after it. Flies it all the way to the back. It's going to roll over the green and come down off the hill. And that will be a tough one to make to force a playoff with Tyler Welch. So Reed went for the fly and stick and did not quite have enough spin on coming out of that rough. Meanwhile, Jack Gearing hit it where I have seen very few guys ever hit it off the tee, about 20 yards short of the green side bunker. He's got a grand total of about 30 yards to the flag. Now he only needs to hit it about, well, if he's got 20 yards to the bunker, he needs to hit it about 22 yards. Maybe 21 and a half, because it's going to roll all the way to the back of the green. But he's got a pretty decent angle. The biggest thing is making sure he carries that bunker. Caught it a little thin and right into the face at the very top of the bunker. And that will be a difficult up and down for Jack Gearing to make four. That's really tough there. So John Polson of Adams Central, long and right of the 18 green. Jack Gearing is in the bunker despite hitting the second shot from only about 30 yards away. And Reed Malik, who is one behind Tyler Welch, who is in the clubhouse with a 70. Now we'll have to make this chip, Reed will, from just over the green. But first, Jack Gearing, GICC, out of the bunker for his third shot. Flies it all the way to the pin, and that will release to the back. Polson will be next from the far side. Bit of a flop shot, lands that soft. He'll have about 3 feet for his force. So Reed Malik, about 4 feet off the fringe, still in the rough. There's about a 3-foot collar around all the greens here at York Country Club. He rolled through that. And you see where Reed just fixed his pitch mark. He flew it almost all the way back to the pin, which there really isn't much room beyond the pin. So tough place to be there. And now Malik will have to try to make this to force a playoff. Checking out all his angles. Trying to figure out where do you want to land. How will it release once it lands. Again, Malik needs to make this to tie. And that was left. You can see some mud on the ball there too. So Tyler Welch of Seward will go back-to-back at the York Invite. And even par 70 today for Tyler. Reed will have a couple of feet to make his 4 and finish at 1 over 71. Bo's has been fun today, man.
Yeah, it has. It's been really nice out here for most of the day. It's been some really good golf played all around.
And shout out to the York Media crew and to the golf team who has helped run some cameras here lately today.
Yeah, they've been a really big help throughout the day. And most of the media kids left, but the York JV golf kids have actually stepped up and helped man the cameras for now. So that's a big shout out to them.
And don't forget, once this final group is done, our coverage will pause on the stream, and then it will pick back up inside for the medals and trophies. Jack Gehring has a par putt for the Crusaders of Grand Island Central Catholic. That is just off the edge. And I think it might be John Polson of Adams Central is up next. John will have just a couple of feet for his par. John Polson of Adams Central cleans up his 4. Well, that has some swing to it, too. He hit that like, hey, this isn't a problem. And now Reed Malik needed a birdie on one of the final 2 holes after he rolled in about a 6-footer for birdie on 16, found himself one behind Tyler Welch, but could not find a closing birdie, and he will miss that and actually finish with a bogey. So a 2 over 72 for Reed, and Jack Gehring will have this putt for his bogey. So it's 5 for Jack, and that is the final group of the day. So scores will be tabulated inside the clubhouse, and we will pack things up outside. But fear not, the stream will click off for a few minutes, but it will be back on in time for awards coming up inside here at the York Country Club. I want to say thank you again to Coach Malik, Coach Sauter for getting things set up, Mr. Gallagher for getting us a generator and the scaffolding that makes this broadcast a whole lot of fun to do. Join us inside from the York Golf Invite. The awards and medal presentations are coming up.